we're just seeing our first yellow man of the day. So we've just come back from we took about 3 minutes walking down there from the Kyle, there's the wee sign as well. Kyle Farmhouse Bed and Breakfast, 1k, there you go. This is their first signage, and Hugh did point out as well that that trail is actually not the trail we want to be on. That's one of the local trails, another walking trail called the Kyle Loop. So we're going straight that way. And there's our wee marker, just to keep us right. Oh yeah, it looks like a tunnel. We're being birthed into new lives, new ways of being. New ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, through the birth canal of life. And if anybody needs water, like we're only about less than a minute's walk down this beautiful little track, and there you go, ready to top your litre, 2 litres up for the beginning of your day. This is gorgeous. I know some people like slag off country roads now. Obviously they may get not as nice and not as pretty as this, but this is gorgeous. I love this. If there was a wee trail like this that just went round the circumference of Ireland, I would walk it. As you can see, the sandals worked well enough for Christina yesterday that she's chosen to embrace them starting out today. That's her live, laugh, love sandals. Live, laugh, love. It actually says live, laugh, love on them, no joke. And I am in my Ultras. And these are special Ultras because they're dry Ultras. They actually dried out last night. It's amazing. It's this wonderful feeling of putting your feet in and they're like, oh my goodness, my feet aren't getting wet from putting my dry feet inside them. Amazing. It's the little things. There's a wee juvenile stone chat, and you can hear the other stone chats, like clicky stones, but the adult actually just landed right beside my head. And the wee young ones just hasn't learnt there's a human. Go away. Hello, wee stone chat. Right, go to your parents. On you go now. On you go. Live, laugh, love sucks.
No, it doesn't suck.
No, it doesn't suck. Live, laugh, love is still good, but it's time for Ultras. No, you're not Ultras. You're Nikes. Some sort of Nike.
Your neck ran fast. The Zoom Tiger Sweet.
There you go. So I've actually got my wee guide pamphlet thing in a Ziploc, which I should have done from the very beginning, but it was a silly billy and didn't. So it's had a wee bit of water damage, but now it's in a Ziploc, and it means also it's in the same little chest pocket that my phone sits in, and then if it's raining I can put my phone inside this too. That's for the win. Sometimes I'm a slow learner. Anywho, so we're in this kind of area here. What's that, Ballycumber Hill. So we're kind of making our way from that Moyne area, Sandyford Bridge, and then working our way around Ballycumber Hill. So far so good. So this pouch front mesh pocket on the nature hike, 60 litre, well I haven't all of them, but is the pocket that just keeps on giving. Like, it's kind of filled now, but you just go like, I was one-handed, so it didn't look very good, but like, I can just keep on pushing that down and it keeps going, and I could stick so much more into that. That's just all my like extra wee layers you might need to put on during the day, like the wee windproof and the waterproofs are in there and they're easy just to grab, or if I want a hat change I got my beanie in there. I just got to smell a cow manure. I love that smell. This is a lovely building. That's the old schoolhouse. And Hugh was telling me a few things, just, you know, there was, like, say, a Catholic primary school, and then the Anglican Church of Ireland primary school, but basically everybody went to the same secondary schools. Unlike in Northern Ireland, 93% of the education system is still, well, secondary education system is still segregated. So people are still growing up in separate communities, educated separately. And yeah, it was really lovely talking to him, and he was just saying how, you know, Protestant and Catholics here are actually living in a neighbourly way with each other and in communities with each other, and they have a tradition here where the neighbour will dig the grave of a dead neighbour. So he's, dug graves for his Protestant neighbours that have died and passed away, and it was really lovely talking to him about that sort of harmony that they have with each other, looking after each other. Absolutely lovely. This is one of the old schools, and say they all go to school now in Tinahely, and there's a government bus then will take them through to the school. All get educated together. So that's the old school that we were at, so we're just going down this wee wiggly downhill. There's a wee ford down there, and then along here. How's that look? Yeah, following contours, that's nice. Well, there's some uphill around that wee bend, downhill, but mostly following contours, which is class. I love following contours. There's Tinahely. It's like Las Vegas on the Wicklow Way, because it's got stuff like shops and an ATM. Yo! So after all the years of oppression by the British of the Irish people, there was a resurgence and a period of revival of Irish language and Irish sports, and the Gaelic Athletic Association was part of that. And there were times when the hurl that was banned that you couldn't carry. Where's that wee ford? There's just something about wee fording points that I absolutely love. The river still runs through and you have to cross it. First time I saw those was actually in England, Lake District, whenever the family trips to the Lake District. Anyway, back to the Gaelic thing. So Gaelic revival, and so we're talking like 1850s, and then there's a real push in the 1890s, and there are even Protestants involved in that, encouraging and promoting Irish language, and actually now there's actually, so I live in Belfast, and there's actually a sort of a new kind of revival of sorts of Protestants coming back to Irish language, and everything's political and politicised in the north of Ireland, whether it's wheelie bin collection or water rates or housing or everything, and again with even the Gaelic language and Gaelic learning. So I've gone to, there's free lessons, donation based. You can go and learn Irish language. I found it really amazing. I went to the Irish language school that Linda Irvine started up in East Belfast, and East Belfast, dominantly Protestant, and where this is like in the inner East Belfast. Still a lot of a stronghold of a lot of paramilitary groups, but I think it started out as a shared women's breakfast club, essentially, for women from both communities, Catholic, Protestant communities, to come together, and it was a way to bring people together and use the Gaelic language as a medium for that. But the interest in it has just developed and grown, and I love actually being here, even being in the south, and it's sort of like some words are coming back to me, and I'm loving getting those words back. So I know not much at all, a couple of fuckle and get the bug a wee bit. I think it's important. It's interesting seeing the big massive kneecap poster for their new movie down in Dublin, and seeing the kneecap boys. Nisha and Liam. Funny. But yeah, I think it's important. The loss of language, loss of identity and cultural identity. I think we need to hang on to some of those things, a lot of those things. Know who we are. Recording because there's a wee bird making a beautiful wee call. I don't recognise it, and the thing is here, I've got birds that I don't see as often or have never seen. I know what it is. I haven't actually met that many people hiking, camping. Oh. Oh, what is that? So yeah, there's a lot of people though doing the Wicklow way, but getting all their bags couriered from bed and breakfast to bed and breakfast kind of thing, which is cool. Like if you want to do the Wicklow way and not carry the weight and not camp, that's the way to do it. So I'm gonna leave that till we're older. That's me and Christina when we're 70 years old, we'll do that. But yeah, so I actually met a hiker, you know, map case and all, backpack on, so she's going to be doing an overnight and is actually training, doing a shakedown for doing a PCT or doing part of the PCT. So that's cool actually, geeking out over walking pools. Bit by another clegg. Thought I got stung by a nettle. So I thought I got stung by a nettle, but there's actually a clegg sitting on my leg punching away. So I was raving about some of the things that make a difference, and I don't know why, it's weird, but I have my trousers on, tucked into my socks all up my lardy. But see, as soon as I pull my trouser legs up and basically using them as shorts, God, I felt so much lighter, just the air around my legs. So whether that's just psychological or what, but that's something I'm definitely going to stick with. Apart from exposing your legs to the clegs. Legs to the clegs. Exposing your legs to the clegs. So a wee good indicator if you're on the wrong trail is that there are so many way markers that if you don't see one at a junction, you've probably missed something. So there again, there's so many, it's like almost ridiculous. We saw a post that was pointing, you know, it could have been misinterpreted. We misinterpreted it. And the trail actually is quite overgrown with ferns. And we went the other one that wasn't quite as overgrown. But the actual way was the way that was overgrown with ferns. Luckily it's checked because we got to a junction, didn't see the yellow man who I am renaming Cool McFinn. So there were no Cool McFinns, and basically I then checked the map just in case, and right enough we were off the Wicklow way and just had to dip down. Found another wee track through the ferns and actually saw some more hikers. What? With actual rucksacks. You must be camping. What? Right. So through the ferns we go. I'm gonna get ticked. Please close aid. Done and get the Dohel. The Dohel is please, recognise that. Done, I didn't know that word, done and get. You can assume that and get is get. Done. Because I've heard the term Dridgen Doris, Dridgen Finnjog, Dridgen, done and get the Dohel and Gilga and get the bug. I'm a greater appreciator of a good stone wall, and having spent a lot of my time in the mornings, I would say that's a good piece of stone wall. Look at that. That's great workmanship. It's a work of art. Nice. It's one of my favourite things is Christina and the stone chat. And Cool McFinn. Right, I'm going to put out a post and try to make this viral. So the thing is that people call him Elvis or something else if they prefer to use a woman's name. But I'm like, why would you call a wee yellow man on a way marker in Ireland Elvis? makes no sense to me whatsoever. Anyway, so rehashing Finn McCool, and I'm going to try and get Cool McFinn to be the name of the wee yellow man in the way marker. Yeah, this is a project. Make it happen. Cool McFinn for the win. We are arriving in Tinahely. Oh, but the Wicklow way so goes up right, but because we are actually going into Tinahely, and I think the old Wicklow way used to go into Tinahely, and because we were sort of keen to resupply or get any wee bits and bobs that we might need, and Tinahely is basically the only place, it's like a hub that has, you know, a decent convenience store with good selection. So we're going to go to Tinahely, which means I think we're going to be going off trail, but if we follow the Wicklow way, we'll end up having to backtrack basically to Tinahely. So yeah, basically instead of walking the Wicklow way, sticking to that, and then having to backtrack along a road to Tinahely to get this resupply, if we follow the trail down to Tinahely, then we can just walk along the road to Tinahely and then through onto the Wicklow way. So I think it makes more sense for us to do that rather than having to backtrack a couple of kilometres and then walk back out again. So in theory, we're not actually adding much distance or any distance onto this. We're just deviating slightly, and so we'll just double check on the map. And there's a wee rock there we can sit on too. That's nice. This is gorgeous, by the way. This is absolutely stunning. There's wee sheep making their way down the track. Gorgeous. Local sheeps are a wee bit unsure. Biggie Lynn! Biggie Lynn! Taking a different route. And there's Cool McFinn for the win. Okay, so just I give you some misinformation. I'm gonna get arrested. We've come along the Wicklow Way trail to here, and essentially, yes, I thought there might have been the old Wicklow Way might have actually gone through Tinahely, but doesn't seem so. So that is the Wicklow Way, takes you to here. It doesn't go into Tinahely, so you have to basically go out here. It's about, I don't know, 2 kilometres, 2.2 kilometres or something like that, and then back again. So what we're going to do is go down this into Tinahely that way and then walk through. Apparently that road's not even nice, so instead of like having that feeling of like backtracking on it, just walk straight through that way and then back on. Yes, sounds good. Raven flying out. Seen loads of raven on this trip. I think that's another one in there. Although you always hear them before you see them. Oh, there's a silent one. Wow, not a croak. Give us a croak. Ah. Hair ruler, look at that. It's going to become a thing. Hiking with hair rulers. That's your channel name? Hiking with hair rulers. This could be the video where we die after getting mauled by dogs. This is us on the way into Tinahely. Exciting. Feeling proud of what we've done. Biggest mushies I have seen. They're like giant birch polypore. The big beasties. Jeez, like compared to my foot. Or Mahushav. We've arrived in Tinahely. There's another wee bit of Gaelic I recognise, Shreid and Drogheda. And there's actually an Irish language centre called Drogheda, which is on a bridge on the Ormer Road. Shreid Street. So Tinahely is the Las Vegas of the Wicklow Way. It's got a nearby convenience store and it's got a centre just there. And a few bars. Definitely there's restaurant options. There's actually a plant-based vegetarian burger in one of the hotels there for €15 with fries. Jeez, this is like an amusement arcade for hikers. It's like so many options, like choice paralysis, overstimulation. Get coffee machines, all your chocolates. There's an off license. There's even a toilet, good toilet and customer toilet in the centre in Tinahely. Fresh veg, Swiss rolls, bread, cheese, some fast food stuff. Make your own sandwiches. Gonna get just wee bits and bobs. I'm gonna ditch any food that I've had in me baggie that's emptied out if I'm not gonna use it. Pick up things that I am gonna use. I've basically been living off couscous. Couscous will be for the win on this trip, that's my thing. Couscous, dry roasted nuts, and wee fruit bars, like naked fruit bars, the wee with needle ones. That's what I've been living off. Quite happy. We're gonna restock on my dry roasted nuts, but I don't really like. There's maltodextrin in them, but then there's the more expensive ones. They've got maltodextrin in them too, so I'm gonna go with those ones. Noodles, because actually on trail I just am not eating things like porridge for breakfast, and the mashed potato I haven't been touching at all. Interesting experiment, but noodles like with soy chunks or rice with soy chunks, couscous with soy chunks seems to be my thing. Thank you. This is the ATM in the Tinahely Centre, to the right of the counter. Nice. Tractors everywhere. Right, Tinahely, we're thinking of, there's Wicklow Way is the wee brown trail. We're thinking of actually not going that way up. We're thinking of going along this railway walk and then meeting up with the Wicklow Way here. And actually a lovely passerby just gave us this map, which is walking trails in Tinahely. Seems like there's a lot of walks to do, not just the Wicklow Way. So I think if we hadn't done our little detour that we'd be basically making our way around this, which will then meet up further down the road there, which is where we're heading for. Choices need to be made. Also, I was saying I don't have the wee quick stash kind of osprey system, and I have made my own versions of it with bungee, and I could actually do what I was going to do it in Tinahely, but I got caught up with buying noodles and get money from the ATM. But actually I'm just butterfingers. I'm just literally just stashing my poles like this in under my shoulder strap, and I know it may not work with some shoulder straps and certain padding and all that kind of stuff, but it's working pretty well as it is with this nature hike. And I actually don't think it's a brilliant fit for me, but it's actually worked pretty well, and there's so much more padding underneath my arm than there would be in most rucksacks that actually fit me, so maybe that's why it's working okay. But yeah, so temporarily that is my quick stash system, is just stash them under my shoulder strap, and it's working okay for now. Right, we actually made a tiny walk past this, assuming that we were like connecting up, but we were just coming to like a wee hairpin thing, and this is where the divider is, but the sign is a wee bit dubious, so the Wicklow Way is here basically. So and off this road, which has been the drivers have all been considerate. It's been great, and like there are more like good signage, you know, caution walkers and all that. But we're on a section that, well, we were on a section there, but basically wouldn't have got as many hikers, because that is the Wicklow Way if we were going north. So that is part of the Wicklow Way, a bit of a road section. So we're going south. We're Sobos. SOBO, southbound. So I believe we're going to be on the Muskeagh boreens and basically skirting around Muskeagh Hill. That's lovely. So we're just both wee bit package. We did have, my breakfast was quite light, but I'm starving, burning all these calories, hiking 8-9 hours a day. Lovely. Good spirits today, feeling good. Definitely staying with Hugh and Margaret at the Kyle Farmhouse was recuperative, morale boosting, just what we needed. So another notable thing is that there's dick all benches on the Wicklow way. Like we've seen, I can count about 5 benches, with the exception of Glendalough. And I'm even at a push with that. Like, but on the Wicklow way itself, not in other parks, there's like no benches to sit down on. So I've got used to this again, which is like sitting on your rucksack, sitting in your sack. I don't really recommend sitting in your sack for depending on if you know what's in your bag and you know there's nothing that's going to break. I'm just trying to think. I'm basically sitting in the middle bit, so I might crush my noodles up a wee bit more, which isn't a bad thing. And that's clothing. Tent better. Yeah, there's nothing breakable, but just be aware if you're going to sit in your sack, think about what you're sitting on. That's all I'm saying. This was scavenged from from our stay in the bed and breakfast. Some ginger bickies and cheese. Fake cheese and fake cheese sandwiches. Nice. It's all about the bickies. If you know, you know. Rambling on. So we're stopping for a wee lunch break, and there's bird of prey. It is what is it? It's a buzzard, but it's making a lot of noise. Oh, it's chasing off another buzzard. Are they fighting? Are they mating? Maybe they're in one of those mating trysts. But that's the most focal, like, and they're so close. I think they're been sitting above our heads for part of the time. Almost sound like an injured bird, but or it could be a juvenile and an adult, or I don't know, but typically they're not as noisy as that. Still really nice. Yeah, there's actually another buzzard up in the trees behind us. So there's the two up soaring, up in the heights, up there now, and I do think it is a juvenile, or 2 juveniles and an adult. Maybe juveniles from a late clutch. Like a little hobbit, munching away. What's in your sandwiches?
Tarmac, cheese and ham.
And brioche babs. Brioche bread. Lovely. Don't ask me. One of my favourite flowers. Next to like knapweed and thistle. This is the devil's bit scabious. Lovely. And adored by fritillary butterflies.
I think somebody...
I worry that governments are going to take all our freedoms away. There we go. It's all gone now. Class. All sorted. We're on that. I was thinking that's a very unusual road surface for the Wicklow way. And it was like we're on it for 2 seconds and then it's this. But there's Cool McFinn for the win. On we go. Bit uphill. Get my poles out. The horseflies here in this wee section are ridiculous. So Christina's now got 3. They're like attached to her bum. 4 now. But she hasn't even really noticed, and they're on there. They could probably actually cut. No, they're just keep on landing on you. And the reality is I could have them on me too. But I'm just choosing to ignore it. But if I stop for a second, they'll be right at me, slicing my skin open. So who knows? So it is humid, warm, but I've got my hood up, zip full up for these horseflies. The thing is, just keep moving. I would prefer, like if you're doing this wee section, Muskeagh Hill, don't wear shorts, and just keep moving. No exposed skin. They'll be eaten alive by horseflies. There's actual cows in the track. But then boreen means cow lane from bow for cow. They're moving in the right direction anyway.
I appreciate that.
The situation. Sure is a situation. Yeah, they couldn't have got up there anyway. I think I need to go up that other wee bit. Move along now. Look at you, you're lovely. Beautiful. That's the way up. That's the way. Tourney à gauche. Tourney à gauche. Can't remember left and right in Irish. Gonna have to go back to Irish classes. Left and right. Take him and get the bug. Let him get the bug. Tommy into Moyne. Tommy go into Moyne. Tommy go into Moyne. I'm feeling very good. This is good. Past Tinahely, heading towards the Dying Cow pub, which is pretty well known for facilitating tents at the back off. Serves up pizzas. Anyway, yes, feeling very good. Into Moyne. I do think I want to go back to Gaelic classes, Irish classes. Get some Irish language back on me. And but yeah, feeling good. So we're at a Tinahely and we're basically on the trail to the Dying Cow pub. And the reason why Dying Cow pub is because they're well known as facilitating tents beside the pub. So it's one of the very few places, because the last 2 days of the Wicklow Way basically are through rural farmland. And other than, asking farmers to camp in their fields or risking camping in a field and not asking permission and getting away with it and all that malarkey, basically, this is a bar. You got, there's I think there's a wee toilet just for the campers. And so that is the thing. If you want to wild camp, if you're going to wild camp the entire Wicklow Way properly, hardcore, then yeah, you're basically... Yeah, you're going to be sleeping in a field, basically a farmer's field anyway. So I would say sleeping beside a pub is no different. And you can get yourself a wee pint and support a local business. And pizza apparently too. Oh, this is gorgeous. Woo, all of this. Oh wow, this is lovely. Okay, things that look gorgeous to my eyeballs don't look obviously as good sometimes on camera. I think I forgot to mention pieces of trail gear that you like leave behind on the trail or lose on the trail or get broken on the trail or smashed up. I think it's at Glendalough, and I didn't realise till it was at the Mullinacuff hut or opposite. And my sitmat, my decathlon sitmat, like I've lived without it. I've been sitting in the rucksack or sitting just on the ground and just taking a wet bum or whatever. But R.I.P. Decathlon sitmat. I'll definitely get another one. Like, I just used to think sitmats are a waste of time. But, yeah. Even just camping for overnights, love a sitmat. So useful. Like, kneeling on to organise stuff in your tent and blow up your mats and stuff. Or just, yeah. But I've just started using it now, like in day hikes and for through hikes. They're just fantastic. So, one of those bits of gear that a lot of people think are probably useless, but definitely worth its weight in gold. So somebody might have, hopefully somebody's picked it up at Glendalough and got some use out of it. Sitmat for someone else's bum. It's like a roadrunner, but they're not an indigenous Irish species, whatever they be. It's definitely some sort of Asiatic species. So things like pheasant are not indigenous. Peacocks, etc. They actually look like a female, like a peahen. Is that what they are? Female peacocks? Peahens? Maybe. I think that's what they might be. Huh? So we've confirmed I got there eventually in my brain mush. Peahen. So yes, peahen, female peacock, Asiatic, Indian. That was lovely though, lovely. Keep your eye out for a peacock. Cool, that'd be pretty cool. This wee piece of the boreen, after that wee carry section and the cleggy section, then there's that lovely wee corridor at the very end that was very short. But this bit is gorgeous, lovely stone wall and views. That's flat. Spirits are high and my hat is rare as fuck on the Wicklow way. But Ross, spirits are high because I think we're really close to the Dying Cow pub and it's only like 4:30 and it's sunny. After one of the locals as we were leaving Tinahely, he was like, "Oh, there's rain coming in." And I don't know if he did that because there's no rain coming in, and he just wanted us to be so grateful that there was no rain after all. Some sort of weird psychology Jedi mind trick. Yeah, it was lovely walking down that wee sunny bit, and another buzzard soared above our heads. The buzzard of Muskeagh Hill, the buzzard plural of Muskeagh Hill. And also, as stupid as this hat looks, it's been brilliant. So good. Stashes up tiny as well, and you just scrunch it up and stick it in the wee hip belt pocket. Unless you're an anti-hip belt pocket person. It's hip belt pockets. Sun's out, guns out, yes. This might be my 5 minutes of summer. I'm taking it. The sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and is coming out to play. Oh, dog didn't like me singing. He really didn't like me singing. Anyway, back to my song. The sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and he's coming out to play. There's a smell of fresh shit that's filling up my senses. And my toes are submerged in the water and it feels good. There's a buzzing fly hanging around the daisies at the shoreline. Like a painting that I love to love. It feels so fine, don't go. So I've got hothouse flowers song stuck in my head. But also, what we rehashed there was because I do oddly like the smell of cow poos and farm smells. It's a bit weird, but I like it. I think it puts me, it's memories of my granny and walking over the hills around Craigantlet. And that smell, and I remember even his family holidays in Lake District, and I love the way the trails kind of went through so many farmyards, which is like pretty unusual with hikes over in the north. At least what I've done as far as hikes in the north. I'm steaming up. So yeah, I do like that smell. There's a smell of fresh shit and it's filling up my senses. That purple loosestrife, or is that one called Bethany or something like that? Bethany. Actually, whenever you look at the wee flowers, they're like really intricate, almost like wee orchids. We go in full tribute to the 30-minute Irish summer. I've got the flip-flops on too. Going to sandal our way into the Dying Cow pub, looking well cool. So Germans have arrived. There you go, an old storage depot. State of the art. That's nice. It's almost like kept open. It's like as a wee shelter for people. So I love those wee touches. Like a wee bit of ornamentation, seats, shelter. So if you're totally fucked, you can, I don't know, not suggesting that you should, but like still shelters from the rain anyway, at least. Definitely stayed in worse places anyway. There's Cool McFinn for the win, even whenever you haven't even had a junction, when there's no way you could even have gone wrong. Cool McFinn appears, even just to reassure you. Keep on going. Just keep on going. Cool McFinn for the win. Made it to the Dying Cow. There's the hiker man statue. I've seen so many times, so many videos from all the legends. Here's the legend. Struggling. Got here. So that person that warned us about rain coming in, I don't know if he's lying. He wasn't talking to shit. Looks like there might be big rain coming, but we're at the Dying Cow pub now, and there's a wee older woman behind the bar serving, and she's like, "There's a campsite here." It's like, sweet. So it doesn't seem like there's no spaces available or no spaces left, from what I can tell. Amazing.
Yeah, I think they might have done a filter or two on that.
We're having sneaky pints. Celebration for the Dying... Oh, sorry, we just having one. At the Dying Cow pub, and automatically I love this place. This is just class. The campsite apparently is just round and behind it. And all very friendly locals as well. It's probably one of... I think the further we got away from Dublin, the friendlier everybody became. People typically weren't, you know, there's no like wee nods of acknowledgement or smiles in the roads and that kind of thing. But the further we got away from Dublin, I would say from the halfway point onwards, there's definitely a lot more friendliness in general. Right, we might need the rain's coming on and it looks heavy. We're going to get a wee bit more sheltered, I think. Yet again, it seems like we're being looked after. Like that time when we got to the Brusher's Gap hut and then the rain just opened up out of nowhere. And it was so heavy, and again, like, we just get the Dying Cow pub after my 30 minutes of Irish sunshine, the Irish summer, and now it's like, so yeah, we're being looked after. Hey man, inshallah. So one of my anxieties about walking long distance trails was walking in rain like that for long periods of time, and it's just got heavier again, just another level. Like, that would not be fun to walk in. Fair enough, yesterday we got soaked through, it was just wet all day, but that's worse than any rain that we've walked in. Feeling grateful, feeling very happy and content, and I've got a pint. Whoop. Never get it.
Piece of beauty.
That is one of the most beautiful rainbows I've ever seen. So, already had two pints in the Dying Cow. The welcome has been incredible. The people are just legendary. It's just magic. Had people offering all sorts of options for us to stay in their houses and give us lifts and just figuring out all of that. It's just been incredible. This is the Dying Cow pub setup. They have this little hut. Looks like they might be setting up a wee glamping pod up there. And then this is where you can camp. Just amazing. But the people are just fucking brilliant. Absolutely loved. From the moment we got there, the welcome, chats, just feels like family. We've just been totally welcomed in. And basically one couple have basically offered to come pick us up tomorrow after a walk, let us stay in their house, and then drive us to Dublin. So, if this is our Wicklow way, this is a great Wicklow way. It's been magical. Blown away. So, before we indulge in any other pints, potentially we're gonna get set up, get a wee space. Wow, just wow. There we go, tent set up at the Dying Cow pub, just in case we have a few more pints and are less able to put up the tent, at least in a proper, decent way. There is this, which you can stay in also, but there's other people who are coming by and might need to stay there, so I think it's best just to put up our tent that we already have, and There's a Belgian hiker who is, I think, going to be staying in there. Be a bit warmer, probably.
I spent the night in campsite after a few beds. Retreat hideaway.
Joyce and Nigel.
But there's like ambling trails. Do more.
Oh, Ambling Trails, I know that. It's Ambling Trails is the last video that we watched.
Oh.
That was him and his son, yeah.
Got stickers.
Yep.
And then there's that guy that like.
You going in here, are you? No? You got a tent? Tents, good pizza. I'm going to order mine later.